Since antiquity, human beings have experienced time moving forward, never back. Trying to understand the nature of time has been one of our longest projects. Learning how to measure time has been one of our greatest achievements. The great monument from Wiltshire, England, Stonehenge, is aligned with the summer and winter solstices, the longest and shortest days of the year. Disconnecting time from the sun and the seasons started with the ancient Chinese and Sumerians, who independently came up with a system of unequal hours, 12 for the night, 12 for the day, that got longer and shorter depending on the season of the year. So for example, at the summer solstice, an hour could be 3 times longer, depending on the latitude, than that same hour at the winter solstice. The ancient Greeks in the 2nd century BCE came up with a system of 24 hours of equal fixed length, which is the one we use today. Clock faces, however, still have 12 hours on them, which is a remnant of the time when both equal and unequal hours coexisted. In the 6th century, Benedict of Nursia, the founder of the Benedictine order, declared that there was a need for the regulation of time, so that monks, with the ringing of a bell, would know when to eat, sleep, work, and pray. Time had begun to be thought of in terms of the units that it was made of. Hours were divided into minutes, 60 of them. Minutes were divided into seconds, 60 of those. Time could be spent, saved, and lost. But time was still local. In the 1800s, the United States alone had 300 local times. But on November 18th, 1883, for the convenience of railroads, at noon, these were reduced to 4, the time zones that we now know today in the continental United States. Newspapers predicted a disturbance of business, a disaster, something. Nothing happened. And this is astronomical. You can see here it has all of the different signs of the zodiac. It has the months. It has the days. It has more than 12 hours going around the faces. So this is one that combines equal and unequal hours. This is the famous public clock in Prague. This one is from Hungary. This is an astrolabe, an Islamic astrolabe that you use to determine time and place depending on your latitude, the Bulletin of Atomic Scientists. This is H5, which is the famous chronometer created by John Harrison that enabled us to figure out where we were longitudinally. The longitude question it answered, Bulletin of Atomic Scientists. That's Big Ben down there. This is a stopwatch, Chinese and Japanese clock. This is a big public clock in Guangzhou, China, and this is a Cyrillic clock to incorporate that whole part of the world, Bulgaria, Russia, Ukraine. In 1993, the American computer scientist Danny Ellis asked the question, are we being good ancestors? He proposed the clock of the long now. This was to be an enormous stone clock that would keep time for 10,000 years. This complicated device is now being installed in a 200-foot deep shaft carved out of solid Texas rock. Whether our civilization lasts for 10,000 years, the clock of the long now will endure. This is my painting, A Matter of Time. It's the first illustration of the first chapter of my book, This Changes Everything, The Promise and Problem of Inventions, which will be published by Knopf in 2027.